Hello, We Are the World, Part 3. Hello, world. Alright, so we are ranking, we finally are ranking something. We're called 80s Music Twin Rank. Let's rank something.
Yeah.
We're going to rank the rest of the artists we haven't done. We've already gone over snubs, people who should have been in the video that weren't. Our last video was people who were singing the song, should know. And this is the rest of the people who were involved in it, had pretty good years, and we're going to rank their previous year. Yes, I'm concentrating just on 1984.
Yeah, this will be our last We Are the World video.
Yes, and then we'll get back to Janet Jackson as our next artist. Okay, so number 18. So there's 18 people left.
Yes.
So we get 9 people each to talk about. So number 18, you're gonna find this incredible. Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. Now, yes, he was still a big artist, but we're like, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah, because between Thriller and Bad, 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. So the album technically came out at the end of 1982. I forget which songs.
So 83 was a lot of the hits.
Yeah, this Girl's Mine came out in 82 with Paul McCartney.
I believe Bad was
83.
87.
83 was for sure his year.
Yeah.
I think all 6 songs were released in that year. But then 1984 he did a compilation album called Farewell. What was it called? Do you have Farewell My Summer Love. Did anybody go get that? No, that song, and he released another song, but that song only went up to 38, not 1938. It only went up to 38, not a huge hit. That's the only song he really released in 84.
Right.
Now, he was out on tour, people were drooling and fainting to go see him, but he didn't do anything radio-wise, so therefore he's at 18. But the reason he's in, you're like, why wasn't he on our last video? Why is he there? Guess what he did?
We Are the World.
He co-wrote it.
Yeah.
Him and Lionel Richie co-wrote the song.
Right.
You can't co-write it.
And you had said in our first video that he was in a separate room, but I watched the video and he was not. It kind of looks like he is, but he's not.
So he was there with people.
He was there, and there's people behind him.
Really? Okay.
And they were focusing on him, and he was different because he had his glove on, and they panned up his whole red outfit he was wearing.
I could see him at that microphone, and I could see if somebody else tried to sneak in and reuse the same microphone, he'd be like, "Get away!"
Now, when you said it, I had the Mandela effect because I thought,
yeah, he was.
yeah.
Start believing things.
Yeah. So then I watched the video, and I'm like, no, he's with everybody else.
Okay, all right. 17.
17 was, you're going to be like, who's this? Jeffrey Osborne.
And he's dead, I think. I think he
Okay.
died already. But no, he actually has had some hits. Leading up to this, no.
Yeah. So he had 5 top 20 R&B songs.
Yeah, so he was
And he was Grammy nominated.
Yes, for a lot of those. But, I mean, what I'm saying is, didn't he sing on a Disney song? No, not a Disney song. An American Tail.
Oh, okay.
With Linda Ronstadt.
This is Ozzy's brother?
No.
He's
black.
Jones' brother.
He's a black guy. He's not Ozzy Osbourne's.
Jones' brother? Joan Osborne?
No, but you know that song, Somewhere.
Yeah.
Him and Linda Ronstadt sang that. That's probably his biggest hit.
Okay.
So, but that's why also he's way down on our list. So, number 16, Michael Jackson's co-star in The Wiz, Diana Ross.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you what, if Diana Ross and Donna Summer both sang, I would be able to tell you who's who. Unless Donna Summer sang She Works Hard for the
Right.
Like, look at that's her. But what did Diana Ross do? Okay, so she
just danced with him down the road when he sang.
They eased on down the road. Right. Now she did have, the previous year, she did have a number 1 R&B song called Missing You.
Okay.
Not John Waite's song. She had a number 1 dance song called Swept Away, which was her album title.
And she had a song about her later, which Michael wrote, called "Dirty Diana."
Oh, is that what
Yes,
she's
yes,
saying?
yes.
He was talking about her?
Yes.
Oh my, I did not know that. She also had a duet with Julio Iglesias that went to number 19 called All of You. So she did have stuff the previous year, but I wasn't listening to the R&B station or the dance stuff. And if Julio was on a song, I'd probably change it. Number 15.
15. So we lied. Michael Jackson actually did do something the previous year.
Okay.
The Jacksons had "Torture"
Was
as,
he on
as
that?
a video, and he was on it. He does.
Really?
He sings a part in it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I think they went touring too, and he joined them.
Interesting.
So the Jacksons are at number 15, and they had "Torture," which went to 17. Number 3, "State of Shock," but I know
Mick Jagger was on that one.
But I know "Torture."
You know "Torture," I know
I
you
don't know "State of Shock," even
Yes.
though it went higher. And
Okay.
then something called
Now-
"Body."
Right. The third song
Yeah.
wasn't really all that great. But so the Jacksons are there. They didn't have nobody had a major part other than Michael. He was originally part of them when they were the Jackson 5. They turned into the Jackson. LaToya was there.
Yeah.
So the main people we know were Jermaine and Tito, right? They went
Yeah.
off and did their own things. Why was Janet Jackson not a part of them? She got big afterwards. And
Because
we're doing
Janet and Michael are the same person. That's not true. They did scream to prove
They
that
proved
wasn't-
it. And at the Super Bowl, they proved it's not Michael Jackson, too.
Yeah.
Okay, number 14, Willie Nelson. Now, he's had big hits. He'd be another one like Bob Dylan, a recognizable voice. But what did he have? He also had a duet with Julio Iglesias the previous year. So he must have put out a duet album, I'm guessing. "To All the Girls I've Loved Before." Him and Julio sang that together. He did have a number 1 country duet with Ray Charles. I did mention Ray Charles put out a country album, sang with Willie. And then he had another number 1 country song called "City of New Orleans," which was his album. But again, we're not listening to country, so he's way down in our list.
Yeah, back then, most famous thing we knew about, we watched Barbarossa.
Barbarossa with Gary Busey.
Yes.
He was Barbarossa.
Like, you remember he's like, there's that one line, he's like, "Hey, you know who I am?" He's like, "Oh yeah, you're Mr. S." Remember that line?
I do remember some lines from that movie, yes. I have to watch that again. Probably, it's one of those movies we're going to rewatch and be disappointed.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, number 13.
Sheila E. Which she had the glamorous life.
Pretty good song. She was a good drummer, right? Was she the one that was a drummer?
It ain't much. Okay, yeah,
Let's
I went to number 7, and she had number 34 called "The Belle of Saint Mark."
Yeah.
Which I couldn't tell you how that goes.
But, I mean, she made a name for herself probably because she was a black female percussionist.
Yeah.
So, and did she play drums or anything on this?
Probably. I don't know.
Just similar to guitars. Was there drums on it? I think there were drums on it. I have to think about it again. All right. Number 12. Stevie Wonder. And he was a big name. So we're getting into the big ones. He had a number 1 song the previous year from the Woman in Red soundtrack. I think that's actually considered his album. The Woman in Red soundtrack with Gene Wilder.
Yeah, in fact, for Real World, he wanted to do more, but he couldn't because he was involved with the soundtrack for Woman in Red. So
Oh,
he couldn't.
okay.
I don't know if maybe they wanted him to help with the lyrics or music. I don't know, but he couldn't.
Right. He had the song, obviously, is called "I Just Called to Say I Love You." That was a number 1 for a big time. His other song
Now
was
they'd be like, "You just send a text or an emoji."
his
Go
other
for it.
his other song was "Love Light in Flight," also from that movie. Went up to 17. Do you know that song? So he had those 2 songs. Still, the one pretty big hit. And interesting. So Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder.
2 black blind guys.
Yeah. They could have had Roy Orbison. He was not blind.
But he had the glasses.
Everybody would have thought there were three
Yeah.
blind guys singing. Okay, where are we at?
11.
11.
And that is Kenny Rogers. Which also, at the time when we were listening to this, I thought he was a pretty good actor, right?
Well,
He had The Gambler,
see, and those were TV movies.
Six Pack.
Six Pack came out the same year as Barbarossa. Kenny Rogers, that's on mine, yeah. So he did have a number one. He had 2 albums this year,
Okay.
the previous year, I mean. So some people put out albums like every 6 months. One number 1 country song called Crazy. He had a number 3 country song called Buried Treasure, which was on the album that contained Islands in the Stream, which came out in '83. And then he did have a top 40 hit that went to number 15 called What About Me? And in the other video I mentioned, James Ingram and Kim Carnes sang on it. Alright, we are up to 10. What'd you just do? What was 11?
Let's see, did Kenny Rogers, right? Yeah, Kenny Rogers.
Okay, so
right
yeah, we're up to 10. Another Kenny. Loggins.
Oh my god, they killed Kenny!
Well,
That's not
Kenny Rogers is dead. Kenny Loggins is not. Okay, so Kenny Loggins, similar to Stevie Wonder.
Right.
Okay, he had a number 1, just like Stevie, and it was from a movie called Footloose. Now he didn't specifically do Footloose, so other people obviously were involved in Footloose. His number 1 song was
Footloose.
yes, and then he had the other one, I'm Free.
Yeah, but
And something
I
in
kind of like
parentheses.
that one better.
Yes, yeah. Well, it doesn't get played,
Yeah.
which is why. Yeah. Although Footloose does have that, the guitar that you like to hear more often.
But I like, yeah, but if I'm free, I like it. Do, 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 do.
Yeah.
Do, do, do.
In his video, makes it look like he broke out of prison.
Escape comic, yeah.
Okay, so that's Kenny Loggins. So he only had 2 hits. You're surprised he has at 10? That's because he only had the 2 hits. Yeah. All right, number 9.
Number 9 is Lionel Richie.
Second co-writer.
Right.
So
But
he's not
first
booting
singer.
himself. Yes.
First singer of the video.
Yeah, that's right. He does have the first line in it. That intentional, probably. Right?
Yeah.
I wrote it. I'll just take it
As
first.
far as what I read, I think it was Lionel Richie wrote the chorus,
Okay.
and Michael Jackson wrote the verses.
Okay.
And they did change. There was some things they changed. Like there was one part where they sing about "We'll Save Our Lives," and
Not
one
sing.
was, yeah, no, but they something about the way it was originally written. I can't remember how it went, but it sounded like kind of almost like suicide, like we're
Okay.
gonna kill ourselves or something like that. So.
And they didn't sing in Swahili.
So yeah, but there's a couple of the verses they actually changed because they tweaked it to make it
Gotcha.
sound better. So.
Gotcha. It's interesting how they decided. I know I've seen somebody had 1 line and then others had 2 or 3. It's like how did they
I
decide
like
that?
when it got to when they all were in the back and going ah, that was pretty cool.
Okay, so Lionel Richie, he was on the second half of Can't Slow Down. So this album came out in 1983. 3 songs that came out in 84 were number 1, Hello, number 3, Stuck on You, and number 8, Penny Lover. Probably
Yeah.
too high for that song.
Yeah, not as good as the previous. I mean, the
Right.
previous song. I mean, they're
All Night Long,
All Night Long,
Running
yeah.
with the Night. I think there was a third one. I can't remember what it was. Yeah. Oh, he actually probably had the tail end of his debut album. Okay. So that's Lionel Richie, number 9. Number 8, Steve Perry. And yes, you correct me. Somebody from a group. Technically, 84. He was not a group.
He was
Solo.
Yeah.
And so everybody, at least today, everybody knows Oh Sherry.
Yeah.
And when we did Journey, that was our number 2 song.
Yeah, and I just saw a video. There was a guy that puts out artists singing something, just the vocal part. Like they'll take
Without
all the
the music?
instruments
Okay.
and just listen to him. And this was way back before auto tuning. So I mean, just an impressive
Without music.
With it, yeah,
Okay.
just him singing by himself.
All right. Number 18 was Foolish Heart. She's Mine was at 21 and Strung Out in 40. So he had 4 good hits off of that album. So it's amazing he actually did not have a really successful second album. I mean, he had 1 hit on the second album, but yeah, he had to go back to Journey for that reason. Number 7.
7, which I disagree with, but you made it lower, is Billy Joel.
Yes, I made it lower.
Billy Joel.
That's because what you just said on Lionel Richie. He
had his bigger hits
came-
the year before.
Yes.
And this was the lesser known hits. I mean, Keeping the Faith,
Right.
Leave a Tender Moment Alone.
And
was
the
it?
longest time was
Yeah.
his biggest one, all the way up to number 14. So 14, 18, 27. Yes, An Innocent Man was a good album. And this year, the 1985, with We Are the World, he put out his
greatest hits 1 and 2. Yeah.
But yeah, so it was towards the tail end, and it was not as good, similar to Lionel Richie. When you look at the rankings, Lionel Richie should actually be above Billy Joel. But I just
I'll
think
tell you what I noticed. I don't know if you watched the video, right?
for We Are the World.
For real.
Yes.
So when he steps in, I'm like, ugh, he's short. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yes.
When you watch it.
Okay, and he was at what, 7? Yes, I know you disagree, but yeah. Tail end of his, a lot of these didn't put out albums in 84. They were still reaping the previous year. Number 6, she did put out in 84, and it was her biggest comeback, Tina Turner. And I think you had her lower than I did. I'm like, no, you can't put her that low. So Tina Turner had The Private Dancer with her number 1 hit, What's Love Got to Do with It? Number 5, Better Be Good to Me. Number 7 for Private Dancer, which that's a song you'll never hear. And then number 37, Show Her Some Respect. So you got 4 hits off of that album, and that brought her back into the limelight.
Now, when was Thunderdome?
85. So
85? Okay,
after she
okay.
did this, she then went to Mad Max.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, number 5.
5 is Daryl Hall and Jonas.
And in 84, they put out Big Bam Boom.
Yes, so they had, and of course it had the,
Second song from the greatest hits previous year.
okay, but they had, where am I? Out of Touch,
That was the number 1.
yeah, and Method Modern Love. So
My favorite of theirs.
well, and then Adult Education was previous album, right?
Right.
And all 3 pretty good videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, Out of Touch for number 1, Method Modern Love 5, Adult Education.
Now, had Some Things Are Better Left Unsaid been also on 84, that came out 85. But if that was on 84, they might go up.
Okay.
But since it only had those 3, yeah. And I think Daryl Hall went off on his own the next year.
To do a single or solo.
Solo. Single. I'm like, John, I'm breaking up. All right, number 4, which I think you had Tina Turner maybe above. I can't remember now. The Pointer Sisters. And this actually concludes all the dead people that were in We Are the World. When you include the Pointer Sisters, I think the 2 that are already dead, there were 10 artists who sang on We Are the World that are no longer with us.
Okay.
And so the Pointer Sisters we have at number 4. They had a breakout in their career with their
Well, they had,
album Breakout.
Their song Jump,
For My Love.
yeah, went to number 3. Automatic, which you rarely hear, number 5. Neutron Dance from Beverly Hills Cop went to number 6, and I'm so excited,
Which was a re-release.
went to number 9.
Yeah, so I wonder.
I'm probably so excited that all these singles were.
Now Jump. Did we say this in our video for Pointer Sisters? It's For My Love in parentheses. Did they add that after Van Halen put out Jump?
I don't know.
I say yes. All right, so Pointer Sisters, even though none of them had a lead vocal in We Are the World, they were just in the background, just like the Jacksons.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3.
Cyndi Lauper.
Yes. Who beat out Madonna for the spot.
Right. This was this her first
ima-
album?
imagine
This her
if-
first album.
Yes. Imagine if it was like American Idol. And they bring Cindy in, and then they bring Madonna and then you vote. And that's how she got
Yeah, okay, so this is from She's So Unusual, but it does not include the song Girls Just Want to Have
which came out in '83.
Yeah.
Right.
So this had
Still.
Time After
Still a good year.
Time After Time went to number 1. And this is the one where she's a duet, right? So this is right, there's the guy singing with her. Time After Time. That is the Hooters singer.
Oh yeah.
So,
I do remember that.
Number 3, She Bop went all the way to number 3. And it had that cartoon video of hers.
Yes.
All night long, all night long, all through the night. Might as well be all night long, all night long with Lionel Richie. All through the night was number 5, and Money Changes Everything went to 27.
So still, and you look at that and you realize that's why her album was a bigger seller than Madonna's Like a Virgin. So, okay, but yeah, she's our number 3 artist, and she definitely put her twist on her lyrics. Whoa, whoa, whoa! When she leads into it. Okay, number 2, The Boss, Bruce Springsteen. So he is on your list. No, he's on mine. So he is our best song for him. Only went up to number 2, Dancing in the Dark. Cover Me, number 7. I wish I heard that more often. Born in the USA was at number 9. And then one that didn't, I don't know if it was on the album or where it was. He did Pink Cadillac
That
year.
wasn't on Born in the USA.
Yeah, so, but huge album. And this is probably the better year, maybe. But, yeah, he wasn't able to get a number 1 hit. It's amazing when you look at his career and he never had a number 1. But that leads us to our artist we think was the number 1 artist.
No, number 1 artist is our number 1 artist. Huey Lewis, and I could say in the news, but really it was just him on.
No, they were there.
Yeah, no, but yeah, they were there, but he's the one that was highlighted. So
Yes.
Huey Lewis in the news, and they had sports out. And this was the 2nd year, I believe, right? Because they were in 80. I believe the album was 83.
Heart and Soul was the only song released the previous year.
Yeah, but the album was released in 83, so most of these songs were 84.
Right.
I Want a New Drug went to number 6. The Heart of Rock and Roll went to number 6. If This Is It went to number 6. So that was 666. And if you add that up, it equals 18, which Walking on the Line went to.
That's right.
And
That's a sham.
Yeah.
How's that way down?
And then they had put out Bad Is Bad, which had a video and was on the radio.
And Wikipedia doesn't even list it as an airplay song for some reason.
Yeah, so
okay. And you're like, okay, Bruce Springsteen had a number 2, and they had 3 6s. Why are they?
yeah.
And
Bias, we like him better. What was Bruce on our list is like in the 20s.
But that's the thing, you know, Billboard, you can look at Billboard and say, man, they get a lot of things wrong. They'll put songs that should have number 1 that shouldn't even be in the top 10.
And Huey Lewis was on an up. I was just saying up. They were going up because Back to the Future came out this year.
Yeah. And 4 the following.
Yep.
So Bruce Springsteen, yeah, once you take Born in the USA away from his discography, how good is he?
Well, he has some good songs later. Just he didn't keep that level up. You know,
definitely. Born in the USA was
his next thing was probably Streets of Philadelphia, right? Before
Tunnel of Love and his 2 at Once. Okay, so yeah, we did put. Are we biased? He was our number 1 artist.
Yeah.
Hard to look past that, I guess. But yeah, we put Huey Lewis as our number 1 artist singing on "We Are the World." Now his part wasn't all that exciting, I'm sure.
No, if we were to rank artists singing on "We Are the World,"
that's true.
Michael Jackson probably number 1, and well, maybe not. I don't know if he.
Bruce, Michael, and Ray Charles would be
yes.
the 3 that would battle for the top spot.
Yeah.
Because some of these artists, they just did their part and got out. Daryl Hall, not very memorable, but anyways. So, who would you rank? Which way would you rather rank? You guys would probably rank the way they sang on the song.
Yeah.
But this is how we rank the previous year for these artists, and that's what we went by. So sue us. All right, back to our normal schedule of Janet Jackson. We'll see you then. Bye.